Welcome, Tzvi here. Mindfulness, meditation, yoga, all depend on what? Being present and aware of your thoughts. Why is it so powerful? It can change your health, wealth, relationships, in just about every aspect of your life. It is so beautiful and amazing. It's something that can be done within ourselves. We don't know anything outside, only ourselves and a little bit of time. Now, as spiritual beings in a physical body, our spiritual portion is required to live here in this world. But we're governed by a lot higher laws, way above us, that control the deeper parts of us. So what does that mean? How do we even access it? If we're busy running around, doing this, going, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, I need to do this, it's all about me, and if I don't do this, it's not going to happen. If I don't do that, it's not going to happen. I tell you what, it's the easiest trap in the world. We can get hooked into it. If I don't make this happen, it's never going to happen. Well, where's the trust? Where's the faith? All of a sudden you get swept around, a bit of pressure comes on and the old habits. And we see it all the time, people running around, running here, running there. Oh, I've got to eat this, I've got to take that. Where does it all belong? But if we're busy doing all that, where are we? Are we present? Are we just doing? Not being present. Being present is the biggest gift we can ever have. And you're going to say to me, it's very difficult. And being an ADHD kid and growing up that way, thinking I couldn't do it, and I've worked on many people, I can't keep still. That is the mind's habits. Now we have to deal with getting over habits and old ways of doing things. But if we understand it's a habit and a learned habit to do things and to avoid things, avoiding means what? Keeping us happy and out of pain. It's a natural thing that our body does. But the deeper part in is that our body and mind and spirit want to enjoy this world in a very high way. But if it's not feeling comfortable, it's going to try and find ways to avoid it. And it thinks that is a way. The body's going to learn, that's what I'm going to do. That's going to do. And all of a sudden, the end of the day, it's like, hey, my head's spinning. Where have I been? Where's God, the creator? I've been so wrapped up in having to do these things and think I have to do it. But the deep down portion is the creator, God himself, is there to help us. He wants us to connect. But when you're busy going, there's beautiful techniques that can be done. You can actually do it all the time without anybody knowing. A simple thing is breathing. Getting our breath to become more unified is what? Slowing it down. There's some sort of agitation going on that's distracting us. Because it's so big a reward to be connecting into the higher source, there's a higher way of power that it's like you want to be a billionaire. And if it was so easy, everyone would be it. This is just an example, but you have to put the time and effort and let go of all the noise and focus in. The same here. If you want to bring the calmness in, we have to try things in a new way, to do it in a completely different way, but the rewards are, the body is made to heal. We know that very clearly, but we have to allow it to. And how do you allow it? You have to bring it in that place where it feels calm, because otherwise the body is in what? Fight or flight. And the immune system is always in survival mode. And the same thing with relationships. If you're always worried about this and you keep running on worry, can't do this, I can't do that, this is no good, this person never going to find anyone. Same thing. Health, wealth, everything. If you're focusing and you're running, how are you going to let in what you want? This is the key, is to be present right here, right now. And it may be for a split second. And guess what? The more you keep bringing it in, and what happens? The mind and body says, whoa, I like this. I want more. Please give me more. And the old habit's like, I'm not so interested in that anymore. It's not getting that same sensation. If you think about it, all the drugs, all the alcohol, the sugars is to make people feel good. But inside, the body is still unhappy. The mind and body is still unhappy. The soul is just not connecting the way it wants to. But if we realize they're just all band-aids, and all we have to do is work on our insides and to resolve it, because otherwise you're trying to work on the outside to bring it in. This is what we're talking about. Being present allows you to do it. Your mind's going to wander here, wander there, everywhere, all the time. Just allow it to. enjoy it doing it, but just keep focusing back present. When I get there, it is so blissful. And it goes off again, fine, let it go off. And why did it go off? Very simple. An overdose of negativity. The negativity is designed specifically, spiritually as well, to distract us. But you're going to say, but that's distracting us. But if it was so easy, we'd never see the advantage of it. By distracting us, it's actually helping us grow physically, emotionally, spiritually to a higher place. It's so beautiful how this happens. So by those distractions, instead of getting upset, I can't do this, it's too difficult, it's too hard, it's never made for me, I'm not made for it. That's convincing your mind that it's impossible. You're letting the God that created say, I'm shutting it out. The abundance. I heard this most amazing story the other day. This man was saying, well, if you knew a billionaire and you knew he could take care of you, wouldn't you want to get close to him and spend more time with him? The answer is going to be yes, because he's going to help you. Well, that's our God, our Father, the Creator in heaven. He's there to help us. Then if we open up, we can allow that abundance. All you got to do is look outside. Everywhere around us, there's an enormous abundance. We'll make it open as much as we can to allow it to come in. When it comes in, that's up to the Creator. But all we can do is focus on it, because otherwise you're going to say, it's not coming in, it's not working, it doesn't happen. You got hooked in again to the negativity. But you're going to say, but it's never happening. Yeah, but on the journey to get there, you can actually enjoy that journey and feel the goodness and be present. Because what really happens is you're giving up now worrying about the future, or you're giving up now worrying about the past. Well, the past is just what's happened. But if we can open up and start visualizing and creating now, then that can help change the future. Instead of worrying about the future, worrying, I got to worry, what happened? The worries are taking us away again, and have filled us up with more negativity. You can see somebody with blissful calmness. They're just present right here, right now. They don't have to worry about all this headaches of the negativity. They come in their own. People say, did you hear about the news about this? Did you watch this? I don't watch the news, I don't need to, because somehow it filters its way through anyway, the bad things. But there's so much good out there. And the more we can access and hook into it and be present, and it's like, wow, I can breathe, I can stand, I can watch this video, thank you very much. There's so much more that's available out there. And the whole positive portion of it can come in. It's very, very deep, because what happens is part of the healing through the immune system, it loves positivity. It helps it just release. And when you start breathing and you feel good, all the pressure off the body just feels like it's leaving. But when you feel that negativity, it just locks everything up and you get tight. And what happens? You're overloading it. And the Creator's there to help us. God, Hashem's there to help us. And if we're present, we can say, I'm going to change my thoughts. They're going to be productive. I'm going to be gratitude. I'm going to be positive instead of negative. And just realizing there's something going on. This is what it's all about, is allowing it to come in a present way. Because being present, you're going to say, but then you don't have time. No, but if you're present, you can actually work out, you can create a to-do list. I'm not big into creating to-do lists for the sake of to-do lists. I'm in the sake of creating a to-do list to save and don't have to spend, do I have to remember this? No, there's these 3 things I need to do. The next hour or 2, I'm just going to jot them down. I don't have to worry about it again. Okay, then we start going, okay, I've done that. It feels so good. Thank you. Next one, thank you. Bring in some more gratitude because you achieved it. It's so beautiful. Make it just simple. Don't do long-term things I can't do. No, just focus on present now. Very, very simple. Keep it simple. I love simplicity. As minimalist and simplistic as I can, it just takes all that stress off. And being present is very powerful. But one problem with being present is what? You have to let go. We're brought up in a world we have to control, control, control. But the more you want to control, it's like a band-aid, it's a cover-up of feeling out of control. But if I'm rigid and tight, I can control. But what happens if you let go of that rigid control? Hey, I mastered that. I thought that was a whole way of life, is control. You've got to control your kids, you've got to control this, you've got to be rigid in this. And my body started getting pains and aches and sickness. It's like, hang on a minute. I think I've been reading the wrong book. And all of a sudden, many years ago, 20 odd years ago, it's like, hey, I just breathe and let go. I'm starting to feel better, but I'm letting go of my control. Yes, I'm just now open instead of forcing it. That forces so much pressure on the bodies. But we know through a lot of studies that certain parts of the body, the pains, the organs, the physical joints, have an emotional attachment to it. So if there's a fear base, you have to control it, or you're worried base, or you don't think it's going to happen. Our Creator, God Himself, Hashem, gave us little signs like, hey, that's to let you know when you come back being present and you realize, whoa, I'm holding on to something. I don't need to. I've been given the gift to let go, to be present. And just realize the only thing I can do now is change your thoughts. Like visualization, meditation, and yoga are such beautiful things. But when you're present, you can actually feel it and adjust around and allow it to come in. Otherwise, it's just another chore, another exercise, or another thing you've ticked off your to-do list. But the beauty of it is being present, meditating and just breathing and feeling what's going on and just opening up and opening up. Yoga does it in a physical way. You just breathe and you open up and you can be thankful. Wow, I was able to do more. Mindfulness is all about putting it together. Spiritually as well, is like, wow, I can connect to the Creator and allow it to come in and bring all the goodness in. Just breathe and know it can happen. When? Well, I don't have to get involved in the when. That's the outcome and results. The outcome and results are up to the Creator God, Hashem Himself. So I just have to let go of those ideas and concept. We're not in a running race to see who can get there first. We're in it here to be present and to enjoy it. He just wants us to enjoy this world. So that's why being present is so powerful and enjoyable. I believe one of the most powerful things and the most important things of being present and healing and wealth and relationships and everything else in this world is never ever fight that emotion, because now you're going to try and lock horns. We call it the Yitzhahara, the evil inclination. He's been around forever. He knows all the tricks. So you're going to try and fight him? Forget about it. So what you do is you let it go here and you say, I'm not getting involved in you. I'm going to replace it with what I want. So every time you get drawn back here, you go, I'm going to replace it. I'm going to keep replacing it to positivity. Otherwise, I'm going to get hooked back here into the old negative portion. I have the choice. The Creator Himself gave us this beautiful choice to choose. I'm going to hook into the abundance, or am I going to hook into the sadness, depression, upset, no good, or nope, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to leave it to the Creator and I'm going to enjoy it. It's like going out on a journey and looking forward to something new. I'm going to go out there or into a store you've never been to, somewhere new and open to it. Be open to it, and you never know what's going to be there, but you know there's going to be something good. That's how we should treat our life. We're shifting. It's all about shifting the energy from being hard and blocked and heavy to being open. And all of a sudden, things just come in from nowhere. That's the most beautiful part of it all, is just realize it just can come in from anywhere, however it wants. When you create criteria, you're putting more pressure on yourself. You're creating rules and just allowing it. You can say this is a rule. It could be too. But it's trying to open up. It's a set of guidelines to help show us the way we want to go. And it's showing us from the Creator that we're open to it. And this is the best way I understand, is just being present and being here right now. Do you have to stand up? Do you have to sit down? Do you have to lie down? Do any position. You can walk if you want. You can run. You can swim. However you want. Allow it. Try it. This is the most beautiful part. There's different ways of trying it. It might only last for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, an hour. You only got time. Even just this quick breath, and all of a sudden you're on the phone, you got this call. It's like, okay, I can be present right now. That's that person's choice to act that way. My choice is to act this way. You get a text, an email, a WhatsApp, whatever it is. I have the choice to be present, and I have a choice to react to it. I have a choice to even respond to it now. Maybe it may not even be worth responding, but I need to respond. No. What is that going to do? Is that going to create more joy? Is that going to make other people happy? If not, maybe it's not worth it. Okay, certain times we do. But there's different types of people who have to react in different ways. But if you make people happy, it sort of takes all the pressure off. It's like making yourself happy with positivity. It just takes all the pressure off. It allows all the goodness to come in. I want to thank you for staying through to the end. I appreciate it. If you subscribe, I appreciate it. If you haven't, I'd love it if you could hit the subscribe button. It helps me with the algorithm, and I can share it out much more with many more people. And a little comment always helps algorithm, and I love if you hit the like button as well. Thank you very much.